What's up, all? A little vlog while I eat. I had wanted to talk about this earlier. First, just what's been happening. Huge monsoon storms. They kept promising big rain and promising big rain, and it was like it would drizzle for a couple minutes, and then finally, like yesterday, we had rain for a good 2 or 3 hours, like wet, big puddles everywhere. Really nice. Um, those fucking rodents. Um, yeah, I feed the chipmunks, and unfortunately, when one of the chipmunks has turfed the other ones off the seeds, they complain by crawling under my vehicle and scratching. And that's the exact moment is when somebody's hoarding them all. And if I yell and show them annoyed, they just do it more. They're so annoying. They're cute little buggers. These chipmunks are freaking adorable, but they're evil. They're pure evil, evolutionary intelligence, all about me. I'm eating potatoes. I just cooked some potatoes. Um, pretty good. Pretty good. That's so good. Yeah, this like fitness guy was like, you can actually eat potatoes and you won't get fat. Protein bars, you will. So I like cut out the protein bars, or I got a different type of protein bar. I got the Misfits. They're pretty good. They got really good like macros. And then yeah, I'm just eating potatoes, and potatoes are cheap. Like potatoes are like a big heavy main course meal for like you can get 5 pounds for $5. And then that'll last like 3 or 4 meals at least. So really, really good stuff. Yeah. Not drinking energy drinks, not drinking alcohol, not smoking weed, not and then like not eating out and just eating food I cook at home really has like, that's the way I should have been doing it since my 20s. Yeah, I was a wild kid. I spent like big and fast, and definitely as I got older, I got more conservative, which seems to be normal. Testosterone makes you go nuts, put on a big show. So anyway, I talked about this last time about how I want to replace nature. That nature is garbage, and when we get good enough at bioengineering, we should replace all the plants and animals with like things that are better for us, which we may get really good at, right? Because this place was not created by God. This place evolved. And so evolution has certain harsh edges to it that I don't think we find very favorable. It's not something we enjoy. Competing for mates, competing for territory. It's literally about killing. Kill the weak, right? And I think about it all the time when I watch these chipmunk fuckers fucking fight over the seeds. I I'm seeing squirrels missing ears. I'm seeing chipmunks missing half their tail. You know, they really hate each other, and that's nature. So there's kind of like this idiotic religious idea that cherishes nature, and I absolutely think it's trash. I think nature is disgusting, wrong, horrible, and kind of like we owe it to existence to replace it with something better as soon as possible. And that's a pretty radical idea, because it's really easy to get into nature conservatism, where like you want to protect the wild species. And me, yeah, just let it go extinct. Just let it go extinct. As long as we know how to make food, and as long as we know how to make oxygen, it doesn't fucking matter what happens. It really doesn't. So, yeah. Replacing all the animals with like bioengineered, more perfect forms, like friendlier, nicer to each other, friendlier with us, more interesting. It'd be great. It'd be great. What's up, pigeon? Or dove? It's a dove. Yeah, they're funny. Anyway, yeah, that's my most radical idea. That's like the Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core is semi-radical because most people are in the vein of like accepting toil and death. They don't want to challenge that. Um, and my most radical idea is, of course, replacing nature. Oh yeah, people look down on that idea. They act like, I saw Fern Gully as a kid, And what really made me want to replace nature was spending time in nature. There's the only people who've probably camped more than I have either grew up in the woods or they're like retired, right? I've camped a lot. I've camped more than probably most people who use the internet. I don't like nature. I think it's kind of like, it's disgusting, it's selfish, it's crass, it's harsh, it's about war. Nature's about war. So I think that replacing nature with something of our design is way better. And I think people who aren't there are naive. People who aren't there are naive about the animal kingdom. They think it's like special somehow. And it's not. It's trash. It's really like nature is trash. So, yeah. Obviously, there would still be rain, still be fish, still be critters, still be trees, all that. They would just be, there would be a culling of the natural variety, and they would be replaced with like, um, a more useful and friendlier version that we come up with, like glowing trees that produce ample firewood on purpose, trees that aren't competitive. Imagine the tree doesn't reproduce. It waits for us to plant one, right? So you can have a tree, it'll be there for 100 years and or even more. And you can pick what's where, and it's not going to like overgrow or anything, and it'll be strong. So that's really going to come from like understanding how to edit DNA, because DNA wasn't editing itself. DNA was being edited through the survival competition. And so for us to be able to actually write DNA is a powerful new step. So, yeah. It's so good. Yeah. The bioengineered human food is pretty good. Potatoes, tomatoes, arugula, it all got better. So good. I was hungry. So yeah. What else has been going on? I've been playing Final Fantasy Tactics. Holy gosh, that game is hard. A lot harder than I was expecting. Like I was kind of, it's kind of like you have to trade, and you have to. I just had like my very first mission I played, like I went for killing blows on enemies and they like evaded every time. It was like the weirdest unlucky string, and I had to use like all my items. So it's like, it's a cruel game. Really, really tight. So yeah, you could think your guy's gonna survive, and then he could get freaking critical hitted, and now he's dead, like literally dead. So yeah, it's an intense game. Like you can't use them again. It's kind of like XCOM. XCOM was hard like that. But yeah. Yeah, I've seen enough people who live forever for free and replace nature. Do all the things you need nature to do, just like take the thorns away, take the predators away. Like javelina aren't worth saving. Boars, pigs, like bears. You could save the animals you like, right? Like, let's make a cute and friendly bear. Let's make the freaking the vegetarian friendly bear. Wouldn't bite anybody. Let's do that. That'd be a ton of fun. He doesn't even smell, right? And instead it's like the biome is so toxic. And it is like a lot of these, like, I don't think essential oils do anything beyond like antibacterial, because these plants have like protections, right? Protections or poisons. So yeah, anyway, those are my theories. Pretty controversial. I hope you do it one day. Um, yeah, use bioengineering to make people live forever, and then replace nature with something better. I mean, you could keep the pine, just make it better. You know, you could keep the bear, just make it better. You could keep the fish, just make them better. Make the chipmunks like friendlier, right? So, and that re-engineering would have to be done like obviously on a level of intelligence beyond my own, but I still think it's a way better plan than preserving nature, which I think is, I used to agree with and now I don't. Preserve nature? Fuck nature. Nature sucks. You should twist the garden to be what you want. You should not be like, let's keep the wilds wild. Nope. Terraform.